South African cars lack basic safety features that are common in developing countries. This emerged after a horrific crash test. 20 years after life-saving technology was first fitted in mass production cars, it's still not compulsory. So let's dig deep into this with the Automobile Association of South Africa's Leighton Beard, who is in our Pretoria studio. Very good morning to you, Leighton. What are we doing wrong here? Why can't we get our standards up?
Look, I think the problem that we've got in South Africa is one of regulation. We have minimum standards that are set for manufacturers, and when manufacturers are confronted with the results of the car-to-car crash test that was conducted between the Nissan NP300 and the Navara NP300 in Munich in November last year, their answer will be that they are matching the minimum requirements set out by law. So they are meeting the standards that are set. So clearly, from our point of view and from Global NCAP's point of view, our partner, one of the most important things that needs to happen is that these standards and regulations need to be increased and improved and policed and applied. And that is something that we are very keen on making sure is on the agenda and is pushed not only through us, but through consumers who demand safer vehicles in South Africa.
I mean, it's extraordinary, isn't it, that our standards are not the same as other countries' standards or the same all over the world. I mean, how many people need to lose their lives? How many pretty frightening pictures do we have to see of cars being destroyed?
No, it is absolutely extraordinary. And I think David Ward from Global NCAP noted that, after that car-to-car crash, he said the difference in crash worthiness of the two vehicles is extraordinary. So it is a huge concern. One of the things that concerns us as well is that the NP300 was one of the vehicles we tested in 2018 as part of our hashtag Safer Cars for Africa program. And in 2018, that vehicle received a 0-star rating for front occupants. And that is something that is very worrying to us. And clearly, a few years down the line, nothing much has changed on that vehicle, specifically when we compare it to a very similar vehicle that is available in Europe. So for us, it's an issue of consumer pressure. It's something that people need to insist upon when they buy vehicles. There needs to be more education of consumers around the issue of safety and safety features, which, by the way, Jane, can be added to vehicles at very modest expense. They don't need to be expensive, and certainly we don't want to have a situation where safety features on vehicles are sold as added features or luxury add-ons. No, every vehicle should have certain safety standards. ESC, ABS brakes, airbags, and to your point, it's absolutely unacceptable and extraordinary that vehicles sold locally don't have those levels of security, of safety, when vehicles sold in other markets in Europe and Asia do have that. I mean, it's just
But why is it
not
not compulsory? I mean, this life-saving technology that came out about 20 years ago, why is that not compulsory?
Yeah. I think that's a question you'll need to ask of the South African Bureau of Standards, the national regulator for compulsory standards, and perhaps even the manufacturers themselves. From our point of view, the law is there. The law, in our view, needs to be amended and reviewed, and the standards within that need to be increased. We can't have a situation in South Africa with our incredibly high death toll where the only compulsory standards are seat belts and brakes. That should just be a given. We certainly need more, and the law needs to change. And it's going to change through programs such as this, Jane, but it will also change when consumers start to demand better safety features on vehicles instead of just looking at, for instance, the color of the vehicle or the wheels or Bluetooth and those types of things. Safety is critical, and consumers need to demand it.
Okay, Leighton, good to talk to you. Let's keep our focus, our spotlight on this issue.